Sites, using chat widget functionality. Tegrity Connect offers a live chat widget that you can install on your website to engage visitors in real time. In this module, you'll learn how to set up the chat widget on your site, customize its appearance and greeting, and use it to capture leads. We'll also cover how incoming chat conversations appear in Tegrity Connect and how to automate initial responses so you never miss a chat from a potential customer. In Tegrity Connect, navigate to the Sites area and find Chat Widget Setup. Start by configuring the widget. You may need to ensure a few prerequisites. Purchase a phone number on your Tegrity Connect account and complete SMS setup if you plan to allow SMS replies via the widget. Tailor the widget to your branding. You can usually set the chat bubble color, icon, and greeting text. Set the welcome message that visitors see when they open the chat. You might also set an offline message for when no one is available. Decide on the widget's position, typically bottom right or bottom left of the website. Tegrity Connect may offer toggles for features like lead capture, prompting the user for their name or email up front before they can type a message, turning it into a lead form if they try to chat. Enable lead capture to ensure you get contact info from chat visitors. That way, if they leave, you can still follow up. To install on an external website, Tegrity Connect provides a snippet of code for the chat widget. It's usually a small JavaScript snippet. Copy this code and paste it into your website's HTML just before the closing body tag on every page you want the chat to appear. If you're using Tegrity's funnel or website builder, there might be a simple toggle Enable Chat Widget in the page settings or a field to paste the code in site settings. Use that. Once installed and your site is published, test to make sure the chat widget bubble appears on your site. Now, set up an automation so that when someone initiates a chat, your team is alerted. In automation, create a new workflow with trigger Customer Replied, filtered to Chat Widget. Essentially, this means when a new incoming message comes via the chat widget. Send an internal notification to your team. For example, use the internal notification action to send an alert email or SMS to you or the on-call person. You can include the message content using a template variable. This ensures you or someone sees the chat even if they're not watching Tegrity Connect at that moment. Optionally, create a task. For example, add a task, Respond to Website Chat, assigned to a user in case it's not answered live so it doesn't fall through the cracks. Save and activate this workflow. Now, your system is prepared to react when a chat comes in. When a visitor sends a chat, it will appear in the Conversations tab of Tegrity Connect. Just like an incoming text or email, the channel will be labeled. You'll see it's via Chat Widget. If you have the mobile app or desktop notifications, you'll get those alerts too. Click on the conversation to respond in real time. You can type replies, which the visitor will see in the widget instantly, if they're still on the site. If they left their email or phone via the lead form, your replies might also go to those channels. Tegrity Connect's new Conversations interface is unified, meaning you handle chat, SMS, Facebook messages, etc. all in one inbox. Use it to keep track. You can assign the conversation to yourself or a team member to avoid confusion over who's handling it, mark it as unread starred if you need to follow up later, and even add an internal note if needed. In the chat widget settings, set your office hours so the widget can display an offline status outside those times. You might have an offline form mode, where after hours it asks for their question in email rather than expecting a live chat.